Why did you do that?
Oh, Goku, you still don't get it. We did this for the good of the multiverse. Your power was becoming a threat, and we needed to make sure you didn't get out of hand.
Damn it! I can't believe this is what is happening to me. I'm sure now is the time to overcome our limits.
And now he appears here and even more daring and comes to challenge us? What does he think he is?
I'll show you what I'm really capable of.
What are you going to do to face all of this? Tell me. I am really curious.
Your power's insane! What the heck's going on? Sorry, guys.
But you really can't do anything to me! I'm gonna show my true power! Who are you? Show yourself! You will become much stronger. My power is yours now. You will defeat all the gods! What are you doing? Daichikan! Daichikan-san! No!
I was waiting for you, Son Gohan.
This bastard is very strong! Come on, kid! Unleash your fury! Get ready for your end, Whis. Take this! Damn you, Beerus!
It looks like you will finally come after Zeno-sama. Are you ready?
I was born ready to fight! Yeah! I will stop you now! Gohan! Have no choice. It's no use, father. I will end everything and reign over everything. I'm going to stop you!
I'll make you have control of your power, boy. For good or for evil!
We'll see. Coming! interesting. What the hell is this? You wretches! Let me go!
You are our Son Goku.
Let him go, Zakai!
As you wish.
Damn it! What happened here? What caused this destruction? You're all weak! Miserable! Hurry up! I need to be faster than Ultra Instinct. I got you very well. Huh? All of you Saiyans are a disgrace! What? My mask! Wait, this vision of the future. It's not possible. What kind of power is this? It's even greater than that of some god! That's impossible! Damn! I'm weak! I lost too much energy against the army of the Mother of Angels! This is your end, Son Goku! Wait! What is this? Hey, you won! Leave Kakarot where he is! You will be my opponent! The Great Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans! I am the strongest in the universe! Wait, what? I am Vegeta, Prince of the Saiyans! Damn you! Kakarot! You're all weak, insolent worms! Is that all you've got, Vegeta? You wretch! You're going to pay! Do you really think your body is unharmed? Die! die, Vegeta! Wait, what? My body can't take it anymore. It seems you weren't that powerful. Shut up! Hakai! No way you're going to do that! Miserable worm! Now it's your end! What is this? Next time, it'll be your end. Everything will be over, Vegeta! This miserable guy managed to escape after everything! What? What monstrous energy is this?
Finally, I, the Mother of Angels, am free!
Finally, I, Frieza Hakaishin, am here!
Show your power by devastating this universe.
Damn it! Right now, another attack! Frieza, you damn thing! You allied yourself with them!
Take this, you miserable, mediocre Saiyan!
Damn you! What is this?
Control your anger. You are the strongest.
Thank you, King Saitama. You will pay, Frieza!
universe, Son Goku.
Hey, I am Gokui, and the show starts now. This is Absolute Cinema! Inside the time chamber, a great battle is about to begin. The three Saiyan face each other with their powers to the maximum, and then the fight begins. Vegeta goes for Broly, who hits him with a blow, pushing him back. Vegeta says, "Oh, he's strong!" Goku goes towards him, releasing upwards and delivering a downward punch, hitting Broly, who ducks, giving space for Vegeta to recover quickly. Vegeta propels himself to the ground with one hand and is launched towards Goku. Vegeta starts to give several blows and Goku dodges. With an impressive speed, Broly leaves for the coma of the two, and an exchange of attacks between the three begins. The fight seems to be very balanced at that moment. Outside, the warriors who decide they must continue their training while waiting for the three Saiyans to leave the time chamber, so Piccolo says, "Gohan, Granola, shall we go to the mountains and train some more?" Gohan nods his head. Yes. Granola says, "Of course, we will perfect some techniques while we wait." At that moment, the three say goodbye to Mr. Popo and Dende and fly towards the mountains where Piccolo and Gohan usually train. Back in the time chamber, several days have passed and the hard training continues. The three Saiyans meditate and do various types of training to perfect their techniques and seek to overcome their limits. Broly had never trained with friends before, and now he trained with two Saiyans who came from the same place. That makes him very happy. Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, three extremely powerful warriors coming from the Great Warrior race, were there training hard for the qualifiers of the great tournament that would arrive soon. Meanwhile, in other universes, several warriors continue to train. Hey, how's it going? Just here to remind you to click the like button, subscribe here to the channel so you don't miss any videos, and stay well inside our entire universe of Dragon Ball. Let's get back to the point. Hit had settled on a planet within a galaxy known as the Central Galaxy, where he was training with some very peculiar beings who taught him every powerful murderous technique. On this planet, the beings were known for various agility that could control space, time, creation, and the destruction of matter, thus teaching several new skills to Hit. Now he could create energy weapons using the atoms and particles of ki that he himself produced, thus being able to create knives, swords, spears, shields, and various objects just by using a little concentration and a small part of his ki. On the Sadala planet, Kale, Kefla, and Kaba continue their training. The two girls have already managed to overcome their limits and develop incredibly powerful techniques. Kaba had also become a very powerful warrior and had already surpassed the powers of a Super Saiyan. Jiren had become closer to his friend Toppo, and the two managed to become extremely powerful. Toppo had already obtained the agility to control his power of destruction, and Jiren can improve with his overwhelming power. Earth, Universe 7. Piccolo, Gohan, and Granola continue training together. The three have improved a lot and develop incredible techniques. Gohan and Piccolo watch while Granola develops a new technique. He meditates above the mountains, concentrating all his ki, causing him to gather the maximum power in a small space of time. After that, he made it expand by releasing massive and destructive energy around him. He called this massive ki breathing technique. Gohan tells Piccolo, "It's amazing how Granola managed to increase his powers in a time chamber. And here on Earth, isn't it, Mr. Piccolo?" Piccolo answers, "Yes, Gohan. He is very powerful now." Gohan continues to say, "It looks like he's almost mastered the new technique." And Piccolo completes by saying, "We should create new techniques too, don't you think? After all, in this new tournament, we will need to surprise everyone." Gohan agrees, and they continue their training. Meanwhile, Frieza continues to travel the universe with his army. Frieza, on his ship, happy after being summoned to the tournament, imagine what it will be like when he becomes a deity. Frieza says, "I managed to adapt my Black Frieza form.
Now that I have overwhelming power, I will be able to carry out my revenge. Frieza laughs and continues talking. But now I'm going to dedicate myself to becoming a god of destruction. When I obtain this power of divinity, there will be nothing that can stop me. And everything that I've ever dreamed of will be possible. In celebration, Frieza decides to descend to a planet that was nearby and conquer it with his own hands. He was determined to become a god, and nothing would stand in his way. Frieza, a cold, ambitious, and evil demon with a deep hatred for Saiyans, had never hidden his ambitions, and at this moment was more determined than ever to fulfill his goals of becoming an evil god emperor. Back in the time chamber, we see the warriors taking a break from their training, where they talked a little. Broly says, "We've been here for a few months now, and this is pretty weird." Goku responds, "Outside, not even a day has passed." Vegeta says, "You idiots are not going to keep on training?" Broly responds, "I miss my friends, but I know this training is making me more powerful, and maybe I can control myself when I get mad." Goku says, "Broly, your powers are much greater. Maybe now you can control them." Broly lowers his head, sighs, and doesn't answer. Goku stands up, closes fists, and says, "Well, let's get back to training." At that moment, we see Gohan training with Piccolo. Piccolo makes a huge energy shield around himself and tells Gohan, "Come, but don't hold back, Gohan." He prepares his ki, clasping his hands above his head and concentrating a reasonable amount of energy. He shouts, "Super Mazinko!" At that moment, countless spheres of energy leaves his head, going at extreme speed towards Piccolo, who with great difficulty tries to defend himself. And Piccolo says, "You did it, boy. You obtained an extremely powerful new technique. If you used all your power to attack me, I would be in pieces right now." The hours passed quickly, and it was time to go back to the temple. As Goku, Vegeta, and Broly were about to leave the time chamber, and everyone was curious to see how powerful they've become, the three warriors head towards the temple at high speed, with the intention of arriving before the three Saiyans leave. In the temple of Dende, he carefully observed the door of the time chamber and said, "A few minutes, they will already leave. Have they managed to evolve their powers?" At that moment, we see Goku and Vegeta together with Broly still training. They wage a battle intent. Vegeta fires his final flash in the direction of the two, Broly throwing his energy sphere. Goku charges his Kamehameha as he goes towards them. The three begin to go from side to side, attacking with fury. Suddenly, Broly's powers began to expand wildly. It was the first time he would lose control in a long time. Vegeta tries to stop him, and Broly grabs Vegeta's head and starts hitting him on the ground, while Goku hit him with countless punches and kicks, and Broly felt absolutely nothing. With the other hand, Broly holds Goku by the face and makes the two Saiyans hit each other's head, making them dizzy. Goku managed to break free, but Vegeta was still punished by Broly, who knocks him to the ground and starts stomping his face several times. Goku screams, "Kamehameha!" hitting Broly with all his power. He continues advancing towards the Saiyan. Vegeta still is lying on the ground, totally defeated, unconscious. His left arm was broken, several ribs injured, and his leg had been crushed. With training, Broly had become 100 times more powerful. And now that he had reached his form without conscience, his power had multiplied thousands of times. Goku finds himself cornered, and Broly quickly approaches, hitting him in the belly, making him spit blood. Then Broly presses to the ground, holding his face. Broly's hand was bathed in Goku's blood. The gigantic Saiyan punished him by giving several powerful blows to his belly. Goku looks into Broly's furious eyes, slowly stretches his hand towards Vegeta, and just as he's about to lose consciousness and pass out, a small glow passes through his fingers and starts to climb up to his arm. His hair starts to change colors, and everything around him starts to vibrate. Outside the time chamber, the sky darkens, and several rays begin to fall from the sky. Goku's eyes shine brightly, and Broly's blows get slower and slower. At that moment, a gigantic explosion happens, throwing Broly away, and Goku manages to achieve a new transformation. Inside the time chamber, Everything shook and the sky darkened, and all he could see was the glow of intent emanating from Goku. Broly, still out of control, lunges at him, and all that can be seen is Goku's hand slowly reaching up and touching Broly's face. At this moment, a gigantic explosion of light takes over everything, and then everything goes dark again. Outside the temple, the warriors who approached in an instant sense a very powerful presence. Piccolo at this moment speaks.
Did you feel this awesome power? I couldn't detect a single key, but I sensed the presence more intimidating than the presence of Beerus himself.
Gohan responds, I also felt that. What could it be? Granola says, is that an enemy? They keep going to the temple. Frieza was now more powerful than ever to achieve his goals. His evil mind can't stop imagining everything he can do if he achieves his goals. His plans and desires now seem to be getting closer and closer. In an unknown universe, in a distant galaxy, in an empty and dark shadow place, 3 silhouettes appear in the midst of darkness. Could these be the warriors from a universe we didn't know yet? Beings with a dark and evil aura. The being who was in the center, who appears to be the leader, with a frighteningly evil voice, he said, The time has come for us to begin and put our plan into practice. Everything is already decided, and nothing can stop us. This time, we will become the supreme sovereigns. Going back to the time chamber, we see Vegeta throwing water over Goku, who was unconscious. Goku awakens and asks, Are you okay, Vegeta? What happened? Vegeta says,
I don't remember very well, but Broly was out of control and the damn thing knocked me out. And from that moment, I can't remember anything. I just know that I woke up after a while and you were out. And I was very hurt. But I managed to reach the sensu beans and then I recovered. And so I came to wake you up.
Goku gets up and asks, Where's Broly? Goku closes his eyes and leans in and says, I can sense his ki, but it's pretty weak, and it's too far from here. I'm going to get him. Goku then teleports to another place within the time chamber. Locating Broly, he sees him unconscious, with his clothes torn and extremely injured, and then he puts his hand on him and teleports back to where Vegeta was. Broly awakens and asks, What happened? I can't remember. I was out of control again, wasn't I? Sorry, I didn't expect this to happen. Vegeta then, being aggressive as usual, yells,
You damn bastard! You can't control your useless power and you still don't remember a thing!
Goku then starts to say, Calm down, Vegeta. You and I can't remember what happened either. In fact, the 3 of us lost because we have no idea what ended up happening. Vegeta then crosses his arms and frowns. He looks in the sides and says,
Damn it. I was close to die and that made my powers increase even more. So this time I won't kill this idiot.
Goku then says, Well, we still have a few hours to stay here. So, shall we go back to training? Vegeta agrees, and Broly's still a little unsure of continuing with the training because he was insecure, afraid of losing control again. So Goku, with his polite and extroverted way, says, Hey, trust yourself. I know you won't lose control again. He smiles and puts his hand on Broly's head. And then the 3 Saiyans go back to training. They had only a few hours left there. Outside the temple, Gohan, Piccolo, and Granola arrives. And Gohan asks, Does it take a lot of time for them to leave yet? Dende answers, No, it's almost time. They're probably going to leave any minute now. At that moment, everyone there begins to feel an overwhelming pressure. Piccolo's surprised and serious says,
They're coming.
The door of the time chamber opens, and at that moment the 3 warriors came out. Their powers had grown in an unimaginable way, and even the warriors who were out there watching can't believe it. Or if you want, you can imagine how powerful those 3 warriors were. Goku then smiles, says, Hey guys! Impressed, Gohan asks, Father, your powers are incredible. How did you reach this level? Goku, still confused, says, Gohan, honestly, we don't even know what happened in there. I just know that I feel my powers flow in a way I never felt before. Piccolo then approaches and asks,
Goku, are you going to look for someone else for the tournament? Because so far there's only us.
After hearing this, Goku responds, I still don't know who I can call, but I have an idea. I'll be right back. Then suddenly Goku teleports away. Already? Goku arrives at the planet of destruction and meets Whis. He already arrived asking, Hey, Mr. Whis, where's Lord Beerus? And Whis responds, I sent him to a place where only some gods can go. He told me he needed to prepare and do some training. So I sent him there because it's a perfect place for a god of destruction to hone his powers. And he is the only one who would bear to train in a place like that, so you won't find him here. Do you need him for anything? Goku, with wide open eyes, comes very close to Whis and excitedly says, Mr. Whis, would you let me go to that place too? Whis hits Goku's head with his staff and says, I just said it's a place made specially for gods of destruction. By any chance you're a god of destruction and I'm not aware of it? Goku, who had fallen sitting on the ground, responds, Ow, 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 ow! It hurts, Sir Whis! Well, I'm not. I just imagined it would be an amazing place to train, and so I wanted to go there. Ow! You didn't have to hit me so hard. Whis speaks. That's what you deserve. Goku then responds, Oh, I almost forgot. Do you know how many Universe Warriors should go to the tournament? And could you tell me? Whis responds, Goku, you didn't pay attention to the rules, did you? Alright, I will explain to you. Each universe can take an indefinite number of warriors as long as it does not exceed the limits of 10. For the playoff, these warriors will be drawn in battles until only the necessary amount is left, which in this case is 12, and they are left to face the gods of destruction. Do you understand now, little guy? Goku then says, Oh, so there's no need to look for anyone anymore. Whis then speaks. I'm going to give you a very important information. An angel was sent to each universe to invite the warriors, but powerful ones who had not been called, or who were not invited to the meeting. We communicated that there would be a tournament, so this time the universes don't have to worry and look for more warriors. Because it would be very difficult to know which warrior would be able to participate apart from the people who were invited, but all those who were present at the meeting. The great high priest already took the necessary steps to summon them. Goku scratches his head and says, Damn, I didn't understand anything. Whis smiles and says, In addition to the participants you called, don't worry about calling other people. We've already taken care of that. Goku, still confused, just reply, Okie dokie then. Will you take me to Beerus? Angry Whis replied, I already said no. Laughing, Goku teleports back to Earth. Meanwhile, in Universe 6, Jiren and Toppo continue their training. At that moment, they were in a fierce combat to know how far they could increase their powers. Toppo, in this form god of destruction, flew quickly towards Jiren, who was calm with his arms crossed and his eyes closed. When he noticed that Toppo was approaching to attack him, he just opened his eyes and only with the pressure of his powers managed to repel the attack from above. He raises his hand with 2 fingers pointing upwards, causing a key sphere to emerge from the ground below Jiren, catching him by surprise. Jiren, then high up, punches the air and the crushing pressure of his fist hits Toppo's back. Thrown to the ground, Toppo recovers, quickly raises his hand and screams, Justice? Flash! Firing dozens of attacks in an instant. Jiren flies to the sides, dodging all attacks and then boosts himself, appearing in front of Toppo with absurd speed. And Toppo only realized it when he heard, You're finished. At that moment, Toppo looks down and sees Jiren's closed fist touching his body, understanding that he had been defeated. Everyone was looking forward to the tournament qualifiers. Goku arrives on Earth after talking to Whis and solving his doubts in a part. From this moment, all they could do was wait. Everyone was excited and anxious for the great battle to begin. There was still some days left for the tournament to start, so Goku and the others decided to train a little more until there were only 2 days left. And in those 2 days they would rest, so that they had all the energy to fight. Frieza, the great emperor of evil, was too anxious to be able to wait until the day that the qualifiers would start. And then, to meet his need for combat, he traveled around the universe, finding some planets where they simply destroy them, thus letting the days pass a little less boring. In other universes, several warriors prepared to give their all to increase their powers. In a distant universe, some warriors decide to get together so that they can make a mini tournament among themselves so that they can expand their powers. In another one, the beings from that place just waited patiently. And everything was being meticulously planned for this incredible tournament to be held to decide who would be the new gods of destruction of the universes. A few days passed, and Goku is already at his house with his wife Chi-Chi and his youngest son Goten. Broly had gone to stay at Goku's house while they wait for the day that the qualifiers would start. Krillin arrives on an unexpected visit with Gohan and Piccolo, and everyone decides that they would go to the riverside so that they could have a moment of leisure and getting to relax a little first of all. Arriving there, everyone is happy and excited. But Broly is just sitting, watching the river pass, watching the birds, the trees, the grass, and all the animals that they were there. Broly looked sad. At that moment, Goku approaches and the two begin to talk. Goku says, "Hey Broly, how's it going? You seem to be upset about something." And Broly answers, "No, it's not a big deal." Goku continues to say, "Sure, everyone is happy and excited, but you're sitting here very quietly. What happened?" Broly then starts to say, "I don't know if I should be here. My powers drive me crazy sometimes and I'm dangerous." Goku watches and says, "I understand. But don't you remember anything that happens when you're in that form?" Broly responds, "Most things don't, but I see some flashes in my mind of some things that happened." Goku looks seriously at Broly. "Hey, you don't have to be like that. Let's figure out a way to help you control your powers." At that moment, Broly says, "Goku, I remember something that happened in a time chamber. I remember seeing a Super Saiyan with a different form, and suddenly a flash, and I don't remember anything else." Goku is surprised and says, "It was just me, you, and Vegeta. I'm sure there was no one else there." Broly is confused and says, "It felt so real. I'm sure I saw a strange figure that I had never seen before. That was a Saiyan." Goku gets thoughtful and suddenly says, "I don't think there really was someone else there but us. But I'll try to figure out something." With these doubts, they continue to wait for the day of the qualifiers. And the days passed slowly. There were only 2 days left for the qualifiers to start. Hit, the assassin from Universe 6, is finishing his training. He had obtained incredible powers, and at that moment he was going to a planet where several warriors from Universe 6 would meet. Saiyans from that universe, Jiren, so they wait until the long-awaited day. On planet Earth, all the warriors go to Bulma's house, and there they gather. On planet Earth, all the warriors go to Bulma's house, and there they gather so they can wait. In the other universes, everyone starts to gather in specific places so that they can reach the tournament site together. Meanwhile, Frieza continued having fun destroying some planets, so that time passed faster. For he was eager to become the god of destruction. Frieza has just landed on an unknown planet where several families resided, simple-minded beings who watched the evil emperor approach, and then the leader of that community appears. Frieza arrives next to them. The leader arrives next to receive him and says, "Welcome, my good sir, to our humble home, where we can serve you." "Welcome, my good sir, to our humble home so that we can serve you." Frieza then starts laughing. And he responds, "That's right. I want you to serve me, but I have no interest in you, so just die." At this moment, Frieza shoots a blast of energy that crosses the chest of the leader, and everyone starts desperately running away. Frieza fires numerous attacks, wiping out most of the inhabitants. Some manage to run away and hide. Frieza starts to fly, and while flying through the sky stops and observes everything around him and says, "I will not waste my time looking for each one of you. I will exterminate you all." And then Frieza starts to rise, flies higher, raises his hand with the tip of his finger and starts to laugh. As a sphere of energy begins to form, that power takes on absurdly gigantic proportions. And with an evil laugh, "More fireworks!" he hurls it at the planet. Right now, we can watch that little world break up into little pieces. And so Frieza, Emperor of the Universe, destroys yet another race. When approaching slowly and possible to see, Frieza amidst the wreckage as if nothing had happened. His eyes filled with evil looks ecstatic for destruction. He says, "What beautiful fireworks!" After which, he raises his arm and contemplates the magnitude of his powers. Back for the planet Earth, we can observe all the warriors gathered, and we see Gohan surprised as he asks, "Dad, then the other warriors of our universe were called, which we still don't know." And Piccolo completes saying, "Goku, you could have at least asked Whis how the warriors were summoned, so that we don't even have a surprise." Goku embarrassed and responds, "I kind of forgot. He hit me with the staff on my head, so I didn't have time to ask." At this point, Vegeta looks over and just sighs. Trunks and Goten run over and ask Gohan, "Big brother, can I participate too? There will be very strong guys there." Gohan bends down, puts his hand on his head and says, You can't go there because all the warriors have already been summoned. But maybe in the next one we can take you. In the meantime, train and get very strong. Goten gets a little upset but manages to understand and says motivated, I'll try hard, and next time I'll be stronger than you. I will wait. And Vegeta, he walked from one side to another with his little daughter in his arms and said,
Why did this bunch of idiots have to come here?
And acting a little goofy, he says, looking at his daughter,
They're disturbing the great little princess of all Saiyans to sleep.
Then they come across with Bulma looking at him. At this moment, he immediately regains all his Saiyan pride and says,
Take her, Bulma. She wants to sleep.
Handing her daughter in Bulma's arms, turning her back with a flushed face, crossing her arms and walking away. Bulma lets out a slight smile and says to her little daughter, Dad is so affectionate, right? But he has to maintain a macho attitude. Time continues to pass and a few hours later, it wasn't long before they went to the tournament qualifiers. Everyone was gathered there, awaiting anxiously for the time to go to arrive. And then Whis arises in that spot. And then he starts to say, Gentlemen, are you all here? It's time to go. The Z warriors say goodbye to their families, and together with Whis, they leave. Sometime later during the trip, they were making a cosmic cube. Goku asks Whis, When will this tournament take place, Mr. Whis? And Whis responds, The tournament will be had in an empty universe. Lord Zerno himself provided it so that all warriors can present all their skills. We have already built the arena, and now we are just taking everyone to start. And finally, the long-awaited moment arrives. As the warriors approach, they observe a gigantic construction wandering in the middle of the empty universe. And they begin to observe that there were already several warriors from various universes, and there would be the place where a spectacular battle would begin.
In an empty universe created by Zeno, the warriors are now approaching a large arena where the qualifying matches will take place for the great tournament of destruction. Upon arrival, the warriors face countless other fighters and manage to notice some familiar faces among them. Goku is proud and admired to see so many powerful people gathered in one place. Goku is proud and admired to see so many powerful people gathered in one place. In this moment, Goku says,
Wow, there are incredible powerful beings here.
They also fear Jiren and Hit and several other warriors who will participate in the tournament. Sniffing around, suddenly Goku gets scared and screams,
Holy crap, isn't that Frieza? What is he doing here?
Gon also looks around and says, I guess they didn't tell him we didn't invite him. At this moment, the Supreme Priest stands on the stage and begins to speak. Ladies and gentlemen summoned, shortly we will begin the elimination phase of the great tournament of destruction. But before, we will explain how the battles will take place. I see that we have many warriors around here, approximately 600 fighters in search of glory, wanting to become a god of destruction. Then we will start with a royal battle, where everyone will fight at the same time, and the first 50 that are left will advance to the next phase. We will give a little while so that we can rest, and after that we will do another real battle. And there will be only 24 warriors left, who will have more time to recover their energies. And then we will start the fight 1 against 1 so that the best 12 will be chosen. The battles do not have a time limit. There are also no rules that the impression of killing your opponent is worth everything. Because if you are opponents, then you are not in a position to fight, or if you ask to leave, you will be disclassified and the fight ends. Oh, and there's one last important thing. All those who are defeated will be instantly extinguished, and that will be the rules of this elimination phase. I hope you appreciate the beginning of the great tournament of destruction. All the people who are there are beginning to look worried, and in a tense atmosphere they will not be. And the High Priest calmly continues to say, Keep in mind that this phase of this tournament will be long and delayed. We have prepared some facilities to accommodate them, and whenever necessary, they will be able to stay in this place. The Supreme Priest raises his hand, pointing to where the arched walls were located, and to one side it's possible to see a gigantic tower with several rooms and gigantic windows.
This tower is divided by floors. Each floor corresponds to where each universe should be, and then the Supreme Priest says,
The first stage will start in 30 minutes. All warriors go to the tower so that you know your place, and we will meet again in 30 minutes.
At this moment, all the warriors, shaken by what they've just heard, head towards the tower. Universe 7 accommodations. Upon reaching the floor where the Universe 7 warriors would stay, Goku and the others noticed that Frieza was right there. Goku approaches and says to Frieza, "What are you doing here, Frieza?" And then Frieza responds,
I was summoned to participate in the tournament. After all, I was the most powerful being in the universe. And now, I have the chance to become the god of destruction. By chance you didn't think I'd stay out of this?
Vegeta butts in, already saying, "You will never become a god, even if I have to kill you again, you insect. And apparently you don't get tired of being killed by the Saiyans." At this moment, a tense mood arises, and Frieza looks seriously at Vegeta and responds,
Want to try, insect? I won't have to wait until the tournament starts. I will finish you right here and now.
And Vegeta starts grinding his teeth in rage. And Goku appears, interrupting them, saying, "Calm down, guys. We'll settle this inside the arena for the time being and pretend we're friends. All right? Vegeta?"
All right, Kakarot.
Fine by my terms.
Each floor of the tower was made up of countless rooms, each room named after the warrior or warriors who would settle there. They all reach a hallway where they notice several doors with their names written on them. Gohan finds his room, Piccolo finds his, and everyone else too. However, Vegeta's room would be between Goku's room and Frieza's room. As Vegeta approaches, he sees his name on the door, and when he looks at the side, he sees Goku, and when he looks on the other side, he sees the writing Frieza, the Emperor of Evil. And Frieza approaches at that moment and starts to laugh. Vegeta angrily looks at him and says, "What are you laughing at, you imbecile?" And Frieza replies,
Even here they recognize me as the Emperor of Evil. And on yours it says simply Vegeta. You weren't the little prince of that insignificant planet.
Vegeta is furious, and Frieza is still laughing. Frieza opens the door to his room and simply slams the door in Vegeta's face. In a comical scene, Vegeta says, "I'll get him! I'll get him! I'll get him!" While Goku holds him with his clothes so he can calm down. And Goku keeps saying, "Come down, Vegeta! Come down, Vegeta!" A few minutes pass and we can observe Piccolo inside his room, where we can see a huge window facing the arena where you could see everything perfectly. Then Piccolo says, "This place is really amazing. They've thought of everything. They prepared a feast, bad TV, everything's here, so that we can feel comfortable. And all this while we use them for their own amusement." Meanwhile, on the other floors, we can see that each room adapts to the style of who will stay with it. We see Jiren's room where he was meditating, feeling a gentle breeze on his face. We can see Hit's room, which was a typical killer's room, obscure and gloomy, the way he just preferred. We see the room of each of the Saiyans from the Universe 6, who adapted to their personality. We can see that each warrior of each universe would feel extremely comfortable in their environment. And so the 30-minute pass, and everyone is summoned back to the arena, where we see the High Priest Zeno-sama just waiting for the warriors to arrive. When everyone arrives, everyone bows to the great Zeno, and at that moment the Supreme Priest says, "Everyone head to the center of the arena." And Daishinkan instruct them to get ready. Everyone takes a stand. And the great priest says again, "Everyone knows the rules, so do your best. Try your hardest. And get started!" At this moment, Zeno is already ecstatic because we can see warriors fighting each other, explosions all over the place. We can then notice that the warriors of Universe 7 begin to dissipate, each one to one side.
Without thinking twice, Vegeta goes after Frieza, who had already disappeared amidst the explosions, and then Vegeta is faced with an enemy that hits him with incredible force, knocking him to the ground. At this moment, the enemy approaches Vegeta slowly with the intention of exterminating him. But Gyabe quickly appears, hitting that being, causing it to be the first eliminated. When that being fell from the arena, it automatically disappears, thus having its existence erased. Kaba extends his hand to Vegeta and says, "Are you okay, Master?" Vegeta slaps Kaba's hand and orders, "Don't ever meddle with my fight again or I'll kill you!" Vegeta gets up and walks towards the post. But Vegeta stops and looks back out of the corner to his eyes and says, "You've grown so much, Kaba. I'm proud of you." Then he continues walking, and Kaba is very happy to receive a compliment from the Saiyan Prince. In another corner of the arena, we see Jiren with his arms crossed, just watching as an unknown being approaches and launches numerous attacks against him. That doesn't even show a reaction. Jiren just raises his hand, striking lightly, his enemy flinging him away as if he were just an insect, and then with an opposing voice he says,
"It's not you I want to fight."
And then we see warriors being taken out quickly, and we see other battle ensue. We can notice 3 extremely dark warriors who did not part, and who easily defeated anyone who approached them. That way, without attracting attention, they just walked from one side to the other, eliminating all those who get in their way. These beings didn't say anything at all, they just watched and protect themselves. Zeno-sama could barely contain himself, but the great tournament of destruction has just begun, and several incredible battles have already taken place.
The great tournament of destruction begins. Hundreds of warriors clash in battles beyond imagination. The Z warriors fought with everything they had, and everything would be decided in this tournament. Several battles take place at the same time. Kale is fighting a very powerful enemy that has taken her away from her friends in Universe 6. Hit shows off his assassin skills. Since there were no rules preventing him from killing his opponents, he could give it his all. At that moment, Gohan faced an extremely powerful enemy who had the ability to liquefy, becoming a kind of conscious liquid that spread everywhere. And he could also revert back to normal with a humanoid form so he could attack. Gohan flies towards the enemy, and Gohan tries to attack him, only it liquefies and Gohan ends up slipping and sliding to the edge. At this point, he lets out a blast of ki, which takes him back to the safe arena. Gohan tries to attack his enemy but fails. He thinks of a way to defeat this enemy, and then comes Piccolo, who runs to help. At that moment, Piccolo starts to carry his most powerful power. The enemy changes back to normal form to attack Gohan, but when Gohan tries to counterattack, the enemy liquefies. Therefore, it is practically impossible to hit by the blows. At this moment, we see Piccolo preparing to put his strategy into action. Piccolo shouts, "Get away, Gohan!" And Piccolo uses his Macaco Sampo screaming attack. The enemy tries to liquefy to dodge his attack, but even in liquid form, he's hit and thrown away. In another corner of the arena, several fights take place. Goku uses his power to face several enemies at the same time, and Broly would be able to fight calmly with several enemies at this point. And Broly starts to be pushed back and then bumps into Kale, who stares at him, and suddenly Kale says, "Careful!" Broly turns, slashing the air, causing the force of his blow to push enemies away. Broly and Kale are alone, looking at each other, facing each other. Broly approaches and stares straight into her eyes. So Broly says, "Hi, what's your name?" And she's blushing, puts her hand on her face, and stammeringly replies, Me? My name? My name's Kale. And you? And yours?" And he responds, I'm Broly. I feel something different looking at you. Your energy has something strange." At that time, she turns completely red, embarrassed. Broly approaches even more and says, "You're also a Saiyan like me, and not only that, it seemed to be the same." Kale doesn't understand anything, and she's still very embarrassed, when suddenly a gigantic ki blast comes towards the two. Broly holds her in his lap and turns around. Protecting her from the attack, and with her in his arms says, "Are you okay?" Kale responds, "Yes, you saved me." Meanwhile, Frieza was having a hard time. He was cornered by 4 enemies who attacked him from all directions. He was hit by punches and kicks, and they pushed to the sides until Vegeta appears, releasing a power Final Flash. throwing the aggressors out of the arena. Frieza looks at Vegeta and says,
Do not bother me if you meddle in one more of my fights. I vote kill.
Vegeta starts laughing. You really are disgusting, Worm. This time, there's nothing and no one can get in my way of my goal of ending you. At that moment, Vegeta throws a punch against Frieza, who defends himself and then returns the attack. And then Frieza says,
Are you sure you want to face me now? I think it's still too early to kill all the Saiyans.
Vegeta then responds, Why don't you shut your mouth while I finish punching you in the face? Vegeta throws a punch towards Frieza, who dodges quickly, landing a blow on Vegeta's belly. And Frieza sarcastically responds,
I'm so sorry. For now, I don't want to fight you, as it would be too easy. Try to get stronger like Goku, then maybe it's not a waste of time.
And Vegeta uses his speed, disappearing from there, going to the other side of the arena. Vegeta recovers from the blow and gets up in a rage, raising your ki and screaming. Goku had already eliminated some enemies and was looking around. When suddenly he's hit by Hit, which appears in front of him saying, Long time no see, Goku. I just wanted to see if you're stronger now. Goku responds, Hit! You're pretty powerful. This time, I'm not just the same anymore. You can come attack me with everything. Hit responds, Too excited to see how much you evolved it. Hit goes to Goku's back by hitting him several times, and Goku dodges each attack. Hit smiles and then Goku is hit with a blow sequence. When Goku realizes the hit was several meters away, and after that, Goku can feel the impact of the blows that have been launched against him. Goku then kneels down in pain and says, Damn you, you really are more powerful than before. I didn't even see where the attacks came from. Hit says, And as I told you, I attacked you. At this moment, Goku looks closely at Hit, who is still standing in the same place. And without looking away or paying attention, Goku feels the attack hit him again. Goku then thinks out loud, Where are these attacks coming from? You haven't moved, I'm sure. Hit's response, Want me to do it again? Maybe this time you'll notice. Goku says, Come on. Hit answer, There I go. At that moment, Hit doesn't even move, but Goku feels several attacks, a sequence of blows, ravagers that rip his clothes off and leaves him with a few minor injuries. Hit said, You won't be able to figure out what's going on, but when I tell you, it won't make a difference. Goku watches closely and Hit begins to explain. Since the last time we fought, I understood that I couldn't get to you with my time jump again, and so I evolved, and even that wouldn't be enough. And that's how I decided that I needed to rediscover it and recreate it. So with you, I won't use the time jump anymore. I'll use the infinite time jump. That's why I know that I have already defeated you. My technique has reached to a point where it can transition between time at any point in our battle, so I can attack you. And by deactivating it, you will feel these attacks. So at this very moment, I didn't attack even once. But you already received all my attacks, and in a few seconds, you had felt their impact. At that moment, we can see that the Hit techniques are completely more powerful, and Hit continues to explain. My infinite time jump consists of manipulating reality and transiting between time and space that our battle would last. So I can simply finish you off during that time, and you will only realize when you are already defeated. Goku is surprised by this ability, but Goku says, It really is an incredible ability, and that means that automatically you already know everything that will happen in our combat. So to defeat you, the solution is very simple. I just need to not face you. So our fight didn't happen, so you won't have to hit me even once, which means you lost. At this moment, Goku crosses his arms and stops fighting. Hit gets enraged and goes after him. At this moment, Goku attacks him with a sphere of ki, causing him to be thrown away. Goku really is a genius of battle, and he managed to find a gap in an incredible ability to hit, making his invincible time leap a great weakness. At this moment then, we see Hit stand up and says, Son Goku, you are the only enemy capable of making me stronger. I will grow even more, and I will evolve, and soon I will be able to beat you. At this point in the elimination phase, we can see that hundreds of warriors have already been eliminated, but the battle still continues. And extremely powerful warriors will still have their battles approaching. It's been about 15 minutes since the start of the knockout phase. To be continued. How will the next battles be? What happened to the Z Warriors? Regardless of what it is, it's more than important that you already expose it here in your comments so that we can enter into that crazy debate. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. This is so much fun.